All right, let's get right into it. Have you ever looked up inside a big store or maybe an office and just noticed that crazy web of metal pipes running across the ceiling? I mean, it looks super complicated, and well, that's because it is. But today, we're going to pull back the curtain on those hidden highways right above our heads. You see, that massive network of shiny tubes and boxes, it's not just there for show. It's basically the building's lungs. It's breathing for the entire space, keeping it alive, keeping it comfortable. You see this stuff every day, but do you really know what's going on in there? Let's figure it out. So first things first, why do we even need this metallic maze in the first place? It's all part of this much bigger system, and its main goal is to keep the air inside a building healthy, comfortable, and, always moving. It's this invisible force that pretty much shapes the entire world we live in, indoors. And that system has a name I'm sure you've heard before, HVAC. It stands for heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Think of the HVAC unit as the brain and the heart of the whole operation. That means all these ducts we're looking at are like the veins and arteries, the delivery network that makes everything else possible. So this whole system is constantly juggling three invisible currents of air all around us. First up, you've got supply air. That's the good stuff, the fresh, cool, or warm air getting pushed into a room. Then there's return air, which pulls all the old, stale air back into the system so it can get filtered and reconditioned. And finally, exhaust air just gets rid of the unwanted air completely. Think odors from a kitchen or moisture from a bathroom. Okay, now for the really fun part. Let's turn this into a kind of spotter's guide. Because once you know what you're looking for, I promise you'll start seeing all these different pieces everywhere, and you'll actually know what they do. So first question for our spotter's guide. Why are some ducts round while others are square? Well, it all comes down to a classic engineering trade-off. The round spiral ducts on the right, they are fantastic for airflow, super efficient. But the rectangular ones on the left are way better at squeezing into tight, compact spaces in a crowded ceiling. So it's really a battle between efficiency and pure practicality. In this right here, this illustrates the hierarchy of the whole system just perfectly. Think of those huge, boxy, rectangular ducts as the main highways, moving massive volumes of air across the building. Then you see those smaller, silver, flexible ducts branching off. Yep, those are the local roads, taking the air on that last little leg of its journey to a specific office or room. Have you ever noticed ducts that are wrapped in a kind of dark coating or a silver blanket? That's not a style choice, it's insulation. I mean, think about it. If you're spending all this energy to cool air down, the very last thing you want is for it to warm up on its way to you. Insulation keeps cold air cold and hot air hot, and that is absolutely critical for energy efficiency. So now we know the parts, but how in the world does it all come together? This is where things get really, really complicated. Assembling this system is honestly one of the biggest challenges when you're constructing a modern building. Let's take a look. No, seriously. When you look at an empty building frame, it's pretty hard to imagine how all these huge components are going to fit into that tiny little space between the ceiling tiles and the floor above. So how does it actually happen? Well, this is how. It is a very carefully coordinated three-dimensional jigsaw puzzle that engineers actually call ceiling congestion. The HVAC team has to work around electricians running their conduit, plumbers laying down pipes, and the fire safety crew installing sprinkler systems. You can see those red pipes right there. Every single inch is planned out. It's like a constant dance of coordination just to make it all fit. Okay, so we've covered the why, the what, and the how. Now let's bring it all back down to earth and connect this incredibly complex web of steel and insulation to the air that you and I are breathing right this very second. After traveling through all those highways and local roads, the air finally makes it here, to these vents, which are technically called diffusers. And their job is so important. They are designed to spread that conditioned air perfectly, evenly, and gently throughout the room without creating some annoying draft. This is the final step, the handshake between this giant hidden system and our personal space. And that really is the biggest takeaway here. The whole goal of all this incredible engineering, this complex puzzle in our ceilings, is to create a system that's so effective, so seamless, that you never even have to think about it. So the next time you're feeling comfortable in a room, just take a second to appreciate the hidden highway that made it all possible.